Hello and welcome back to the channel. So still in the kitchen again. I've got obviously what I've taken from Al's arachnids, all his species. I've got to go through, try and blend them in with mine, make sure the enclosures look nice and stuff like that where they're all set up. But this is an enclosure that I did for the stomies. I've ripped everything out and as you can see it's all completely changed. Let me just swing this camera around. So nice big skull in there from Al's arachnids, and then I've put tons of cork bark, a little bit of moss, just sprayed them, left them there just to keep a bit of moisture in, because it's going to be basically a dry species going in here. But I think some of those of you who watch other channels and you can see what I've done, you can pretty much think that there's more than one going in here, so that only means one thing. So I've done little starter holes there, massive big burrow under there, and one at the top. You've got another big one there, you've got a small one down at the back there, then you've got the skull, then you've got this big piece here, then I've done another one there, and I've done a little piece of wood here. I don't know how many balfouris I have in total compared to what Al's arachnids have, but obviously it's the balfouri enclosure that's going in here. So it looks a bit greener, it's got some lichen on it. I've still left the gravel layer in at the bottom for drainage. It's still a bit damp at the minute, this enclosure, but there is a mesh, thick plastic mesh going all the way across, which they cannot dig through, which is absolutely brilliant. So they can only go down to there, and there's more substrate at the back. But I think I can get this in and then show you. I'll give it a week, I reckon, and then see if there's any webbing. Normally the balfouris will start webbing straight away, but I've removed them and put them in another enclosure before. And like say I put them in over here, they'll stay there for like 3-4 days not doing anything and just walking around. But this is a bigger enclosure for them, and at night time you'll see that they come up and they sit on the glass at the back and they all bunch together. Mine have all stayed together, not eating any of the other siblings, because I feed them enough to keep them all okay. And I've got some this size, I've got some smaller, some even smaller, and they all live together and they don't eat each other. I just put prey items in for each different level, and I found that with my communal they all live in the same area, so they don't use any of the enclosure, they're all over in one corner, that's then done. And what I've got from Al's arachnids, they're slightly different, they come out and they're all over the place. So I'm going to try and integrate them all in and we'll see how it goes, because obviously when I put them in here I know they'll run up and they'll go up the glass and out, so I'll put the lid on and we see where they all go. So let's just get straight into this. Okay, so this is one of mine. I think I'm going to do all of my ones first. Give you a shot of it there. No idea if male or female, but really good condition. So let's see where this one goes. Right, I've took the lid off so I can come in. If they run up, they're not going to go too far. There's loads of places to hide in here. Let me just get this one to the bottom. Come on. Down you come. There we go. Now let's just see if it will go and hide somewhere. And there we have it. So that's one. I've actually no idea how many I've got left, but you can see this is already going to look good for them. They've got plenty of places to go. But just look at the blue coloration pop on this. Stunning. Right, let's leave one. Let's see if I can get a cluster of them in and see if they go all together in the same spot. But there you go, nice and hidden. Number one. Let's go to number two. Here we go. So the first one is in there. And let's just put them in the same spot and see where they go. Come on buddy, down you come. Here we go. Right, this one looks like it's going to run out the door, so we just close the door. There we go, so we have two balfouris in. Excellent condition again. I'd say that's about 3 inches. The other one was about 3.5, bit chunkier. But again in good condition. So there's 2 in there, even though it doesn't look like it. There's the other one, just in here. Right, let's go find another one. Okay, so this one's number 3, and this one I think is definitely a male. Almost think it's even, potentially it is, it's matured. But I'm still going to leave this in here anyway because it was living with the couple I've got. Not sure how many's left, so it's number 3. I think I've seen another one, so that's 4 in mine. So there might be a couple of more, but that enclosure was so much smaller. This one is so much bigger. There's loads of room, so I'm going to leave this one in anyway. I'm not going to separate them, but let me just get him out. See where he goes. There we go. So the males are a lot smaller obviously than the females. I think that one in there is potentially a female. That one there is way bigger than this one. I definitely think a female, nearly sub-adult female. So potential offspring, definite sperm web in the old enclosure, but I'm going to leave this one in here and just see what they all do because they've all lived together, so there's no problem at all. He's on his travels. Look at the blue coloration, absolutely gorgeous. Thumbnail. And that's what you want to see. Look, balfouris touching each other, walking all over, living communally in a big hole. Can't be anything better than a couple of tarantulas living together like that. It's absolutely stunning. And that one's literally just going to walk over the top of that one and snuggle up together. You don't see that with many others. There's potentially a few different species that do communally, but nothing as successful as the M. balfouri. Another one's wandering up into there. This one's coming out. And the other one's down in there. And this one here I think is a female. I think this one's a female and that one there's a female and the other two are males. But let's try and get this one out. It's getting down on the floor. No threat display. Alright, see if we can have a look at this one. Look, so definitely female. They are sexually dysmorphic, but to some degree they can change in coloration, but sometimes it can be hard to tell unless they mature. But I've got 2 sub-adult females there. I think that male's a little bit premature for these 2, but they're all still living in there together. So let's see if we can let this one go. Encourage her to go that way. There we go. So another one's gone right through that tunnel, goes right through the back and all the way over there. So they've got a lot of digging to do. But you can see what I'm saying about the colour. The legs are thicker, a bit more fluffier than the male, which looks completely blue and shiny. And then you've got the same pattern over there for this female, look. Hiding away, see if I can get a good shot of her. There we go, look at that. Stunning species. Right, this one's on the move. So let's see how many more we've got now. So that's 4. You can see they're starting to lay some web. They normally come climbing up straight away, but there we go. So there's 3 in that picture, but there's another one in that hole. So that's 4 decent size gone in. So let's see if I can find another one. Okay, and here's another one, but unfortunately, this one is from Al's arachnids, but unfortunately this is the only one that survived out of his enclosure. I think he said he only had 2 left, but whether in the transit or whatever, one's perished and died. It's quite smaller than this one, so this is the only one that's left from Al's arachnids, so I'm going to introduce it into mine. The female there, but I'm going to put it down this way. There we go, so that's the only one left from Al's arachnids, but that is in my enclosure now. So I think there is 1, 2, 3, 4, so that's number 5. I have got a smaller one which I'm going to go bring and see if I can introduce that into it as well, because they are so placid and so well used to living together. So I'm just going to go introduce that small one. It's got plenty of places to hide, and I'll put plenty of food in there for them. So let's just crack on and get that one. Okay, so I think I've got them all in. 2 up there, another one there, and then one down here. But I've got another one which I'm putting in, and this is the last one that I'm putting in, and this is Lucy's one, and it wants to run away into that little hole, which is perfect for it. So there's plenty of room for all of them, and that's all the ones we have now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 in there. So just absolutely gutted that a couple of owls from Owls Arachnids didn't survive, but his one has, and that is still in there, and that is there. So no idea if that's a male or female, but they're all doing really, really well. So I'll leave that little one in there and see if that'll all settle. And what I do is I might give it a week and add on some footage after of what this looks like, just to see if it's all carpeted and covered in webs. So I'm going to spin this around, and the next time you'll see is within a week, and we'll see how much we've got inside. Okay, so as promised, this is the balfouri communal exactly a week later, and you can see they've got some webbing. Someone's tried to live in the skull. Nobody's attempted to live there. We've got a bit of a web under this one, so there's potentially one in there. Look, it's webbed itself over completely. So that's going to be a smaller one in there. And you saw how many I put in, and they've all completely disappeared. And already we've got a molt right there. So I'm going to take that out and have a look. I don't know where half of the others are, but there's one here. And that one, I believe, is a mature male. So there we go. We've got quite a bit of webbing on that one. So the enclosure is looking really good. There's a couple in there. You can't see it at the minute at the back, but it's looking really good. So I just need to leave it and see if it can do some more webbing, all of them all over the place. And I think you'll agree that that is absolutely stunning. Beautiful enclosure. You can see it's dried out a bit more now. Sometimes I will spray it and give it a mist just to keep a bit more humidity in there, but they are more of a dry, arid species, but I just like to give them a bit of water from time to time. So there we go. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.